You're tuned into Las Comadres, a new segment on KROJ 101.5 FM, Radio Olin. This segment is produced by Voces Unidas en Pacoima and Valley Views SFV Media. And we're here from the Voces Unidas crew. It's myself, Diosy, and my co-host, Comadre Maria. How are you?
Hello. Good, thank you.
So we just kind of had a little breather, wrapped up our conversation, and we are now here joined with Comadre Keren.
Hello.
Hi, Comadre Keren.
Hello.
So, Comadre Keren, we know Comadre Keren through Superior Carco. She is a long time standing, she is a sponsor for Valley Views. And so thank you so much, Karen, for your support and for always, pouring into us as a crew. We really appreciate all the things that you do for us. So wanted to say that right off the bat. But yeah, Karen, we've gotten to know you. How are you doing? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm good. Thank you so much for having me. I'm very humble. Very honored to be here. Proud of you and you, Maria. Actually, that's the main thing I want to say. I'm just so proud of you, your work, your commitment, both of you. It's not just what you say, it's what I've seen. I've seen you, and so I want to say thank you. Thank you so much for thinking of me to come here today, and you, Maria, and our community out there, our audience. I want to let you guys know that these ladies are amazing. I just sat down with them and heard their stories, and I am very touched still. I'm still shaking. I'm still trying to come back from both of them. The last one, Mary's, was very touching because I also grew up here in the San Fernando Valley, and I've never really talked about my life, my personal life, and you guys are extremely brave. Like I said, I've seen you working. I've seen you in action. I've seen you set up your stand, your tables, your speakers, the heavy speakers. I've seen you sweating, but I didn't know this part of you. Same thing with Maria. I've seen you sweating. I've seen you sit there at events for hours, from the moment the event starts till it's done. And we're talking about 11 p.m. sometimes, right? And these are the ladies that I knew. And now I'm sitting with comadres. These are it. You guys are taking this to another level. When Maria said the word comadre and you put it together again, I feel like you actually put it back together, because a lot of youngsters don't know the meaning of a comadre nowadays. Comadre means I trust you. I was raised also by my Nina. God bless her. I don't know where she's at now, but excuse me. The meaning of a comadre is also the meaning of a Nina.
Yeah.
And so that's why for me it's an honor to be here, and pretty much not talk so much about me, but the blessing that this show needs, and what it really means for you guys to be here on this first episode, right?
Yeah.
What you guys are bringing to the table, because it's just gonna open up the doors for a lot of us, not just what you guys are talking about, but a lot of people are going to say, hey, I can talk about this. The things that you couldn't talk about, the things that you couldn't talk about, the things that I still can't talk about. And it's just amazing that you guys took the initiative and said, we're going to do this. And I, one word that I love to always apply into my daily life is execute, you know. And we always say we're going to do this, we're going to do that, but delegating and executing, it's two different things, and you guys are combining everything. And so I'm very proud of you, comadres. I'm very touched right now. It's very hard for me to even talk about my story, because a lot of the times I wake up sad, and you never, well, actually I always think how everybody else is doing, but reflecting and listening to, you know, sitting on the same table, and we're going deep into different conversations. Now we're not just talking about our community, we're not talking about business anymore, we're talking about um a comadre conversation, you know, something that I really, really appreciate your bravery.
Thank you, Karen.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, Maria, I mean, what do you have to say about that? Because it's just like, I'm super touched. You know,
Yeah.
thank you for
Yeah.
trusting us.
No, yeah, absolutely. And I was just telling her off the air how important it is to feel like you're part of something, that you're putting into something, that you're pouring into something that is ultimately not just for you, but like for your people. Um, and that's what we see Karen do.
Yeah.
Because as a businesswoman, she doesn't have to. You know, we've met a lot of different people in our lives, and I've met business people that are just not that generous to
Yeah.
be with their resources,
Yeah.
which is crazy, because I think the resources are just, they're there. Like we just need to find them, and they'll come to us. And I know that sounds super simplistic, but there are enough resources for everybody. And so the way I see Karen, be generous with not only her resources, because yeah, she could just write a check and that's it, but the actual participation and the actual like love that she has for the community is very palpable. Like you can hear it, you can feel it, you can see it.
Yes.
And I mean, you're a benefactor. You know, you pour into people that you feel like need a chance, and we need more people like that. We need more patrons of the arts. We need people like to really give those artists and creatives a place to grow and to. We were just, I mean, and maybe this is just because Mike and I were just at the Getty Museum, and we see how many works of art were created because patrons decided to sponsor an artist, a painter, a sculptor, somebody that really believed that this person could create something beautiful. And as a patron, as a benefactor, like I can't do it myself, but I know this guy can. So I'm going to give this guy the resources and the time and the ability and the chance to show me what he has. And now those works of art have survived hundreds, if not thousands of years, and they're there for us to look at and really learn from. Like, so I think of that, like what Karen is doing is pouring into artists that we're going to leave things for other generations to refer back to. I mean, hopefully it will be a lot different for those generations, where they could be like, oh my God, I can't believe that it was like that at one point, where you just didn't, where you just couldn't, you know, rely on your community. Like people felt alone. I want it to be like that. I want it to be like, oh my God, I can't even imagine how that was like, because now our reality is more cohesive. It's more intertwined with each other, because we can help each other, and it's not just the individuality. So I see that, you know, through her efforts and her work, and people, in giving people a chance, because I feel like I've been very blessed to have people take chances on me. Like, this is a chance that I've been given, so I have to be very thankful for that. And even though, like, this is scary for me, I've never really put myself out there. Um, I'm thankful for it, and from whatever comes from it, it can only be good, because I feel like in those dark moments, um, I've gone through those dark moments already, and now I'm like, no, I can get through them. But it's through connections, and it's through building community, and it's to actually reaching out and being vulnerable, where I feel like, at least in my family and in my culture, sometimes being vulnerable is not an easy thing to do, and it's not an admirable trait. Like, you don't want to seem weak, and especially when you're like a woman, you're already sort of seen that kind of way, and you have to kind of fight against that. So
Yeah.
to see a woman be very self-possessed about herself and her business is very inspiring for me. I think for you too, because
Yeah.
we can see how it is possible, and you're not pulling each other down, but you're propping each other up. It's like, what is that little, a little real queens fix each other's crowns or something like that. Like, you're not
Yeah.
tearing each other's
No,
crowns down.
No.
no.
Yeah.
I don't like to do that. I always like to treat people the way I want to be treated, and I really believe in love. I feel like love is the foundation of everything, and when you do everything with love, everything is gonna have a good outcome. Everything is gonna be positive. Like, imagine when we procreate our kids, right? We do it with love, and so it starts from there. And how can I not help my neighbor when I was there? Or God knows, it could be my sister, my brother, my son. You never know, right? Or that little girl, that was me. I wanted to be an artist when I was little, and my mom used to tell me that I was never going to be anything because I'm generous. She would always tell me.
Like, that was a weakness of yours, because you're too generous.
Yeah, she would say, nunca vas a tener nada porque
Give it
todo lo
away.
regalas. Ajá. But, that's not true. I have so much. I have my neighbors. And it's amazing whenever I run into something, even when I wake up sad, my dog is there.
Oh.
Yeah.
My dog is the best. I mean, my partner, of course, but having that company there, and when I look into his eyes, and I remember he needs me, right? He needs me, and I gotta get up again. And then I remember my neighbor next door, Carol. Oops, can I say the names?
Yeah.
Yes, of course.
Shout out to Carol, and I remember Susie, and I remember all the people that depend on me. Mary's Cleaners, Hideaway Nail Salon that they just started, Ada Shawarmas, Mi Carbonero, all of them, right? Like, they depend on me because I'm still trying to teach them that we need to go on social media. We need to go on social media in order for them to make it, but they don't understand. They really don't get it. So I'm like, okay, I don't know if it's gonna take me 5 years from now. I've been doing it for a year and a half or something like that. For Mary, a little longer. I love doing it. I will never give up on doing it. My account is going to grow with more businesses, and I just so everybody knows, it's free of charge. I don't charge because there's a huge reason behind it. I believe that God will bless me, and somehow I will find the way and what I really want to do, which is my shoes. I make shoes.
Your shoes are so cute. I love your shoes. I want to remind everyone really quickly that you're tuned in to Radio Olin. You are listening to KROJ 101.5 FM. This is Las Comadres, a Voces Unidas segment produced by Valley Views SFE Media and Voces Unidas in Pacoima. And we're here with Comadre Keren and my co-host, Comadre Maria, and I am Comadre Diosy. And we're here talking about Keren and her lovely support system. and just how we deal with our struggles, and I wanted to tie the conversation back, and I wanted to ask you, Karen. We were talking earlier about the impact of either having supportive women or not having that
Mm-hmm.
like network of supportive women in your life.
Mm-hmm.
And initially, like with this first conversation, thank you so much for being a part of our first episode, by the way. But with this first conversation, um, I want to know, like, for you, have you experienced that in your life? You're a little bit older than us, and so we lean on you. I've leaned on you a lot in the last year, and like, just you've always been there through like a lot of my hardship and making sure that you send a message, and you extend that, like, hey mija, like todo va a estar bien. I know we don't talk a lot, but like I'm here for you. And like so many times those messages, even though I like would not respond sometimes, like they got me in a place of like, okay, like at least there's somebody out there that's actually like seeing me, and so um for me, you've been like that source of inspiration and motivation to keep going. And I want to know, like, where has that been for you in your life?
Well, thank you. It has been very, very difficult for me because um, my mom, my mom was abusive without knowing, right? She didn't know, so I didn't really have that, except for my madrina, that she got lost like that. She got lost, and so I didn't really have anyone, and that's why you see that strong person in me. But I learned that it doesn't have to be that way for others, right? And I don't want my girlfriends to ever go through that. And that's why I'm here. I'm here today. I'm here.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, for me, it's important to be there for you ladies.
And so what you've really done is like you have become that comadre, that madrina,
Oh,
to a lot of us, like
oh,
you're like, I told you the other day, I'm like, dang, like you're like so quickly
thank you.
becoming like another mom to me. And it's like
Thank you. It's an
I
honor.
have I have been blessed with like, a lot of older women in my life that I can lean on, because like yourself, I've had a hard relationship with my mother, and I think that that comes from being the daughter of an immigrant mother, of an immigrant woman. Like it's
Mm-hmm.
just those hardships, like Maria says, like it's a lot of the time like they cannot understand your pain because their pain was greater, and they're like, we're in a better situation, like you should get over it and you should be happy. Like I don't understand why you can't just be happy, right? And so like I've found that relationship with other older women, and I found them here in the community. One of them, Doña Maria.
Yes, Doña María
Shout out to
Tamales.
Doña Maria from
Love her
Maria's
so much.
Tamales.
Yeah.
She's again another person who I've known for a short amount of time, but the love que esa mujer me brinda. Oh my gosh, me dice la beautiful. Me dice, ahí viene la beautiful. La beautiful, ¿cómo estás, beautiful? And it's just like, I know that whenever I see her, like, I'm gonna feel good, And there's been moments where I'm feeling so down,
I know, mi niña.
and I go to her stand
Mi
just
niña.
for the feeling of like, oh, I know she's gonna, the first time I had like a fight with my daughter, I went to her. I went to go to her stand and I bought some tamales, and she's like, "What's wrong?" And I was like, "Oh, I had a fight with my daughter." She's like, "What was it about?" And ya le conté. And she was like, "No, mija, never yell at your kids and
Oh,
this and that." And she me dio sus consejos, and
oh,
it was so lovely.
yeah.
Pero, like that's what you do too, and we, you know her, and
I do.
you've also had like that relationship there, and like I think that um it's important that we have people like you, because
Thank
um like you give me the confidence to step into myself, you know? And like you have a social media presence, right? And um you are very like um you're very, ¿cómo se dice? Sin miedo, ¿verdad? When it comes to social media, you put yourself out there and you do it every single day, you know, and like I know that there's other girls and other women that are looking at stuff like that and they're like, "Oh, that's like inspirational, you know, like you're being yourself." And you know, can you talk a little bit about that? Like that how does that make you feel, and like what do you hope like other women get from that?
Yeah, well, as I told you a little earlier, I always wanted to be a singer when I was younger. So I used to sing when I was little. My dad used to make me sing in public. So I'm not shy. I'm not shy at all to hold a mic and sing in front of a crowd. I just never did it professionally because my mom always said you're never going to be able to do it. But I was always exposed. Now when social media came out, it was a little different for me because during that time I was very sick, so I didn't really have time to explore much about of it. But about 5 years ago, that's when I became the spokesperson of Superior Car Company. Shout out to Superior Car Company, my people. I
Shout
love them.
out Superior
Yeah,
Carco.
Superior. And so it was during a political time. Times got very, very rough. And sales, it just, if it was very bad. And that's when I said, okay, I'm going to step in and I'm just going to do it. And I'm just me. I mean, you know me. So I'm not acting. I'm being me. And so when I wake up sick, I can't do it. Like my energy's not there. And I tell them like, sorry guys, I can't do it today. Like my energy's not there. But what I would say to anyone, just be you. Don't be afraid of being you. You know what I mean? Like it's the same thing as if you're talking to a friend. I That's how I see it also when I go in front of a crowd. Like I'm just using a mic. That's the only difference, and they're gonna hear me a little bit louder. But because I am loud already in the way I am, it's really easy for me. And like I said, I believe so much in love, and that's what I want to project. I'm so glad that you say that you find that with me, because that's the purpose. That's the name of my loving living purposely. And by the way, it's not spelled correctly because I'm dyslexic, and because of that, I've been bullied because I'm dyslexic, and I'm a proud dyslexic person.
Hey, rock on. I'm dyslexic as well. You know, it's something that a lot of us have to navigate. A neurodivergency is a tough one right there, but a lot of people navigate this world through neurodivergency, you know, and I'm glad that you're so confident that you can help other ones of us that, you know, are not as confident all the time. You know, because I like, yeah, like I said, I've definitely pulled from your confidence. And like you never fail to like make me laugh too, because I'm like, sometimes you post it, I'm like, I can't believe she posted that. And like, you know, Rafi too, like he supports it. And you know, like
He's always
seeing
there.
seeing that support system too, like from like mujer a mujer, like it's so lovely, you know, and to witness your like la vida, you know, like it's like we're just you give us life, you
Thank
pour
you.
life into people. And so
Thank you.
yeah, but you know, how else was like your experience? You said you grew up here in the San Fernando Valley. What parts of the San Fernando Valley did you
Granada
grow up
Hills.
in?
Granada Hills. Oh, well, I'm from like the hood because I've been everywhere. Granada Hills, North Hollywood, San Fernando, Pacoima. I lived in Pacoima at one point. I loved
What
it.
part in Pacoima did you live in?
Glen Oaks and Van Nuys. I had a condo there once where like it was the security. There was a gated security community. I was going through a really rough time with my ex-husband, and I was literally like running away from him because he used to like chase me, and I speaking of feeling safe, right? Like I didn't have anywhere to go, so like the idea was to feel safe. So having a security that would call in and say, "Hey, this person is visiting you," was the easiest thing for me to rely on rather than having a family member to lean on. And so that's how I ended up in Pacoima, and I lived there for a couple of years, and it was fine. But then I ended up moving back to North Hollywood, and then also being chased, and so. But North Hollywood now, the last I would say 15 years. Yeah, North Hollywood, pretty much North Hollywood, the area of Victory Boulevard in Lancashire.
Yeah, and you have a pretty tight knit community there. You're always posting about them and sharing the businesses there, and
My Armenian.
yeah, you're the comadre there. You're the local comadre.
I am.
Can you talk a little bit about like how that's been for you? How like it's been for you as a business owner or as a business person to connect with the local businesses in your community?
It has been the best and the biggest blessing of my life, because once again I am able to prove my mom that whatever she said was wrong, right? Like you're never gonna succeed with what you're what you're gonna do wrong. I'm helping a lot of people. It might not be with money, but at the end of the day, when you tell me all of this, I'm like, okay, it's working. They believe in me, and I know that eventually they're gonna be okay, right? Like once they so it's a big blessing, and you have been also a big influence also, because when I see you posting street vendors, that I really that's like one of my biggest drive right there, because that's when it's hard to start. It's very, very difficult to start, and that's why I love Maria's Tamales, because those people. Did you know they get up at 3:40?
Yeah, no, they get up.
3:45 a.m.
They're out
No,
at
they're
4.
there at 3:45.
That's what I'm
They wake
saying.
up at 1 in the morning. You
Oh,
guys
wow.
Daniel and I are actually working on some projects with them on the side. But
Yeah.
just for the record, Maria Tamales gets up at 1 in the
Yeah.
morning
Oh my God.
to start prepping everything, loading everything,
Yeah.
and they are at the stand by 3:30 ish.
Yeah.
By 3:45, they're already selling before 4 o'clock.
Just so you know, I made a little commercial for them. I think, because I don't know if you've heard my jingles. I made a little jingle for you too. I don't know if you've heard it.
I've seen a lot of your little jingles. I
Yeah.
love them.
I know. I just come up with them, so it's like I just start thinking, so Maria Samales, yeah, and you're a big part of the reason why I said, man, I gotta do this too, because like that Comadre Diosy is doing it over there, right? So who's gonna do it over here in North Hollywood? I gotta do
Comadre
it.
Keren.
Comadre Karen's gotta do it in North Hollywood. Like you guys know I'm the comadre over there. If you guys, yeah, I'm the comadre. They know too.
I go to Comadre Karen's shop. I go to Superior Carco, and I'm so taken care of, guys. The other day I came home with she made Mediterranean food, and she made chiles rellenos. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I had chiles rellenos. The last chiles rellenos I had them on Friday night. I saw her on Monday. So this woman literally like gave me food for the week. My kids ate.
Oh.
There was like a couple nights where I really was like
Oh.
I don't feel like cooking, and I was like, oh, I still have some of the food from Karen.
blessing.
I have some of Karen's food, so let me just heat that up real quick.
That was
But-
us like a couple of weeks ago when like you just like shared some food with us, and I was like, oh my God, I don't want to cook, and I'm like, Diosy's chicken, the quinoa, the quinoa.
How cute, how cute.
Yeah, whenever I meal prep, es algo que también yo hago,
You
like
share.
whenever I meal prep, I share with my friends, with Maria, with Mike, with Daniel, with a lot of my friends have come to the house, to my home,
You
and
can come
we've
too.
shared we've shared a plate, humbly, like whatever I have
Yeah,
there,
yeah.
it's what we eat. And yo cocino comida casera,
Me
like
too.
I cook very hearty meals, like, I try to stay away from like preserved foods
Yeah.
and stuff like that. My kids are neurodivergent too, so like we know that a lot of the stuff that's on the food is not good for us. So, but yeah, it's always so nice when we go eat with you. I do want to say a quick shout out though. I forgot to say it when we came on air. Tia Emma, if you're still tuned in, si todavía está escuchando, tía, hola, ¿cómo está? Espero que esté bien, esté descansando. That's my tia Emma, guys, my nana.
Yeah. Shout out, Nana.
She's also somebody in my life. Tia Emma es alguien que yo estimo mucho. I love her so much. I hold such a soft space in my heart for her. She's helped me, with so many healing so many parts of myself that I never thought like I would even touch, and so shout out to my tia Emma. We love you. I talk about you to all of they know who you are, tia. Ellos saben quién sos. Okay. But yeah, getting back to this conversation, Karen, we're wrapping up. We have about 10 minutes left. I did want to. You are on air with KROJ 101.5 FM. This is Las Comadres. And we are here with Comadre Keren, with my lovely co host, Comadre Maria. And yeah, I was just saying we're wrapping up 10 minutes here. But, you know, tell me a little bit more about, your work with Superior Carco. I
Sure.
think you're like the only mujer right there too.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about that? Like how's that experience been?
It's very empowering because um, a lot of a lot of people underestimate, the ability of us doing anything or, anything that they can do. But I'm there to prove them wrong. And I get on a ladder. Whatever they need. I mean, look at my nails.
Yeah, el otro día
Uh-huh.
you told me that you were like, "Oh yeah, I was working on my husband's car."
Yeah, the
And
classic.
then I was like, "Uh-huh." And then you were like, "Look at my fingers, they're all greasy." And I was like, "This woman is literally working on a car.
Yeah, we do things together.
She's working on a car."
Yeah, we do
I
projects
think that's
together.
cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a lot of fun. Once again, it's really empowering, and at the same time, because you're watching, right? Other girls are watching, and so it's just empowering. It's fun. Um, my community. What can I say? I just love my community working there. It's not really working because I'm like, but it's just amazing.
I love that. What about you, Maria? You have any final thoughts or questions for Karen? Or even just comments?
I think I would just comment that your positivity is very encouraging for a recovering cynic like myself. Haven't always been, as outgoing or as social as I've wanted to. So to see somebody like Diosy said have the confidence and you know what, I don't really care. Is this for me and it's for my people? And
Yeah.
if you want to be one of my people, you can join in. And if you don't want to be, then you don't have to. The internet is big enough for everybody. So I really appreciate that. I admire that because I think that's something that can either you can be really humble about your positive energy, or you can be really like obnoxious about it and not come across like that is anything helpful. But you do it in a way that it's very inspiring. So thank you for that.
Thank you.
Yes.
Well, thank you too. I saw your profile and I know you're an animal advocate, so I love that about you. I mean, I love everything about you besides the fact that you look like Selena.
Oh, goodness.
Every time I look at you, I just want to cry, and I look at you and I'm like, does she even know she looks like Selena?
And it's funny. I've gotten that before.
Man,
At
I'm
least
looking at you and I'm like,
twice, and so I'm like, oh, maybe they are onto something. Maybe it's not just like a
No,
like a
I'm
person
I'm
just
looking,
like, oh.
I'm looking at you and I literally feel like singing. I'm like, "Carcacha, Kikito." And she's like, does she?
Oh my god.
Yeah,
I love it.
You both inspire me in a way that you have no idea. And before we go, I want you to know that I am so proud of you. Y les doy la patadita de la buena suerte a las dos. Because you guys deserve this. You guys deserve this space. And I'm so proud of you. And I know that this is going to be very, very, very successful and a big hit.
Well, our slogan for our show is "Some family is chosen." And so, welcome to our chosen family, Karen.
Thank you so
Comadre
much.
Karen, we had a
you.
lovely time with you on our first show.
Thank you.
And again, guys, this is Comadre Diosy,
Comadre Maria.
and you're tuned in to Las Comadres, a new segment here on KROJ 101.5 FM, Radio Olin. This show is produced by Voces Unidas en Pacoima and Valley Views SFE Media. And you can tune in here bi-weekly, the first and the third Monday of the month. You can find myself and Maria here. And the other 2 Mondays, you'll hear Voces Unidas' original cast or original hosts, so which is myself, Diosy, and my co-hosts, Melissa and Teodora. And we are also on air every third Sunday of the month, y'all. So plenty of opportunities to tune in with us this season. We hope to catch y'all. But yeah, once again, this was our first episode.
Do I have a second for the jingle?
Oh, go do your
Yes,
jingle.
please.
En los lunes vamos a estar con las comadres, comadreando con la comadre Diosy y también con la comadre María. Bienvenidas al show de las comadres, todos los lunes a las 7 de la noche. Las comadres nos van a traer mucho, mucho a nuestro plato de cena.
Ooh, you guys. Tune in at 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. on Mondays for Las Comadres. Thank you, Karen.
I love you, ladies.
All right, that's a wrap, y'all.
Thanks, y'all. See you next time.
I love you, ladies.